We all know the Sacred Relic Sword. We know it as the Phase 1 final boss, wielded by the Phase 2 final boss, and the preferred method of eradication of undesired residents of the lands between. This greatsword proved itself for being more than just a rune-grinding machine. The golden tsunami of this Ash of War and the greatsword moveset will carry you through the game on top of a wave of gold. The Sacred Relic Sword is easy to obtain. Just beat the game, and use the final boss Remembrance with Enya to get the weapon. The moveset is the standard greatsword moveset. Sure, the alternate greatsword moveset is cooler, and the poking charged heavy attack of the Claymore is much better. But the standard R1s and the sweeping heavy attacks provide a comfortable moveset with middle-of-the-road speed and solid stopping power. The Ash of War is the reason why you're watching this video. Wave of Gold covers a massive area in front of the caster. Press the Ash of War button once to use the move. After a long wind-up time, your character swings the weapon forward, and a deadly holy arc radiates outward. The move can easily deal thousands of points of damage to everything in its way, which is why it is the rune-grinding king. The move works well on bosses and trash mobs alike. Excluding the handful of bosses with 80% holy resist, Wave of Gold can deal damage at ranges near and far. The range and slow velocity of the arc makes it great at keeping boss poise in check. Because this is one of the flashiest moves in the game, I highly recommend you use it as a finishing move. We're using Golden Vow on this build, to the surprise of no one. We can use that extra 15% attack power and 10% damage negation. The other spell I had slotted was Howl of Shabriri. The incantation will give us a nice stackable damage boost, but will reduce our damage negation drastically. If you can stand at a distance and use Wave of Gold for a fight, or know you won't get hit before the spell duration runs out, feel free to use it for even more damage. On the bosses that require more moveset use, or have high holy resist, your best bet may be to use Golden Vow and let the Howl sit this one out. You'll choose one of two playstyles in every fight. In option 1, you boost your attack as high as possible, with little regard for defense. In these fights, you can finish your enemy quickly with Wave of Gold. In option 2, we keep our defenses intact by only using Golden Vow. We can use our weapon moveset and the Ash of War when the enemy creates distance or is on the brink of defeat. One thing to keep in mind on the more in-your-face playstyle is the cost of the Ash of War. The FP cost is staggering, but the stamina cost is equally taxing. I had 30 endurance on this build, and would still drain my stamina completely during a fight using this Ash of War. Recovering a stamina debt may take a while, so keep a keen eye on the green bar before casting out the Golden Tide of Destruction. Before we get into talismans and stats, let me know how many thousands of Albinarchs you've sacrificed on the altar of leveling up, and if you've used the Sacred Relic Sword in combat too. Is this the better remembrance reward from the final boss? If you enjoy build videos and the cryptic lore I upload every Friday at 5 PM, be sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel. My main 4 talismans were the Shard of Alexander to boost Wave of Gold, the Sacred Scorpion Charm to further boost holy damage, the Dragon Crest Great Shield to add 20% physical damage negation and partially counteract Sacred Scorpion Charm's debuff, and the Two-Handed Sword Talisman for 15% more moveset damage. I didn't do this on my build, but feel free to swap out the Sacred Scorpion Charm for the Two-Headed Turtle Talisman. If the enemy has high holy resistance, greater stamina regen will be better for you. The 3 tiers I switched between were the Holy Shroud and Crack tier for 20% more holy damage, the Bloodsucking Crack tier for 20% more damage altogether, and the Opaline Hard tier for a 15% damage negation boost across the board. Our stats at RL 170 were 60 Vigor, 20 Mind for the Ash of War and Incantations, 30 Endurance, 14 Strength, 55 Dexterity, and 54 Faith. These stats are great for a balanced playstyle. If you want to lean more into the moveset, push Dexterity to 80. If you want to lean more into Wave of Gold, level Faith to 80. The Sacred Relic Sword is powerful and well-deserving of its spot as a final boss remembrance weapon. Be sure to give this weapon a few swings in combat, as it is much more than a tool for effective rune extraction.